Hey, welcome back, Houston Axe fans. We're facing Commissioner Cole this week. And here's our matchup, all right? So we got Weavile, Lycanroc Dust. Lycanroc Dust is going to be a really good revenge killer for him this week. Things that I needed to really worry about are things that I was really looking into is Mienshao. Like Life Orb Mienshao is actually a problem for my team. Diggersby is definitely a problem. With Fire Punch, it's able to tackle Skymory, especially if it's Life Orb. And then Clef plus Slowbro allows those threats to get in. And so the idea is, how can we break these two huge walls? So then that way the rest of my team, especially Weavile, can just clean up the rest of Cole's team. So Weavile, we don't want him to miss, so we gave him Wide Lens. And then we're able to triple Axle. Pretty much kills every single mon in one hit except for Clefable. It does a little bit, like right around 40 if it's max defense, and then obviously we need to hit the Slowbro with Throat Chop. But with the Swords Dance, if we're able to get one off, that's going to help us a ton and set us up for success. So just a solid mon here. But let's go to Alexander. This guy has safety goggles to face against potential sleep powder, as well as having body press to pressure the Diggersby, and basically OHKO that if he decides to stay in at any point. Quagsire is going to recover. It's going to Toxic. It's got Encore for any shenanigans that Cole wants to pull, and then Scald to just kind of generally hit his team and hopefully burn something that's a physical attacker. Sylveon actually is a really good matchup here, especially offensive, but I know at least the way that I set this team up is to have answers to everything Cole could have, and so making it defensive, this is my answer to the Mienshao, and that way, unless it carries like Life Orb, Toxic Punch, or Poison Jab, we're gonna be fine. We can take every other hit very, very well, and then that Poison move is only going to do 50 to 60, but I'm able to Wish Protect and keep damaging him with Rocky Helmet as well. Good old Haxorus, aka Bahamut. He's going to be dropping damage hopefully for me. In the Earthquake, pretty much neutrally hits everybody except for his flyers. Poison Jab is for the Clef, Facades for Scald Burn, and Dragon Claw is if Clef dies, this guy goes in with Dragon Claw. We just kill everybody. And so he actually 2-hit KOs with Rocks Up against the Slowbro. Licky Licky, Choice Band, Explosion. Okay, max attack is just nasty. It just clears a mon off the field. Hopefully that's going to be Slowbro and or the Clefable. So that's the goal. Get Licky Licky in and kill the Clefable. Okay, hopefully. That'd be ideal. But, it doesn't always work. So hopefully hopefully it doesn't run like a Wish Protect set, but we're hoping that the Licky Licky can get it done for us today. So let's hop into the battle. Here we go. So I got my Haxorus. I decided to lead Haxorus because Haxorus, he has a hard time OHKOing Haxorus with anyone. So I figured if I lead Haxorus, as long as he's not Choice Band, and right now this Lycanroc is not, if it's Choice Band, there's no way it can kill me. There's no move he can use. So my idea is, all right, I'm gonna take this Lycanroc, but as soon as we see this first turn here, I decided to go for Earthquake. This is where I really got to make a decision of who do I want to sack, and so unfortunately, everyone is just essential to the squad. I wonder if Endeavor makes contact. Endeavor Pokemon, does it make contact? Endeavor. Because if it does, then I had a Rocky Helmet user that I could have switched in, and that would have been definitely my play. Let's see. Endeavor. It makes contact. Wow. Gosh. Well, it's hard. It's hard because my only Rocky Helmet user would have been the Sylveon, I believe. And so losing the Sylveon would have been really unfortunate for me. But also keeping the Haxorus would have been super nice too. So it's tough. I decided to let the Haxorus die. That way I still have the Haxorus technically alive, but I did not bring any way to remove rocks. So this is problematic because as soon as my Haxorus leaves, now my Haxorus is pretty much dead. My idea is maybe I can get rocks up and maybe there's a point where he wants to defog them away. But, that just doesn't make sense. So he's going to U-turn with the bird, get in the Emolga. I'm definitely scared of that Mon. He goes for discharge. Luckily, we avoid the paralysis. Sylveon takes it really, really well. He does get the Toxic off, which really stinks. I thought about running instead of calling mine Heal Bell. That would have been a big difference in the game here, since his goal was to Toxic a lot of my Mons. I see that Sylveon's doing really good damage to his squad, and I'm able to go into the Licky Licky now because I want to pressure him, and I know Licky Licky doesn't die to really anything, and so I just want to be able to, I want to claim one right now. Whether that be Slowbro so that my Weavile goes in, or I kind of waited a long time on this turn, but eventually he does decide to go to the switch out to Turtonator, and I go for the explosion, and I get the oh my god from Yeezus here, which was really, really funny since I named the Licky Licky Grenade in Arabic. So anyways, we kill the Turtonator, who is his Trick Room Sweeper, and that was just so funny to hopefully make that work. We're able to get a few wishes off here, but unfortunately it's just a losing battle with the Sylveon and Toxic. I want to get some chip off on this Slowbro, so now I'm going to make my switch. He does too. He gets in the Clef. I'm really worried about Magic Guard Life Orb coverage Clef, as it's able to just destroy my Skymory and basically my entire team at this point. So I decide, all right, I don't want to lose anybody. We're just going to sack Haxorus, see exactly what the set is. He just goes for, I believe, a Mystic Fire, which, interesting move because we find out right here, okay, a few turns in, we find out right here that he is unaware. We find this out after my first Hyper Voice right here, because I'm at half special attack and I'm still doing 35. So he's unaware for sure. So now the game plan from here on out revolves around getting off Toxic. I don't know if I did a great enough job, but I knew my Weavile only did about 40%. So if I could get a Toxic off, I had a chance to win and be able to chip the Clef down. But until that point, it was going to be really, really difficult for me to win and kill this Clef. So keeping the Clef low was definitely a priority. I just waste time here. I think I needed to make a move here. And either switch into somebody, whether that be Skymory or Quag or whoever, but I needed to make a move eventually. I really wanted to keep him low though, so I keep kind of playing this long-term game of getting some chip off, but he winds up with 92 health anyways, and I have to switch out. So I didn't really like that play. I think I should have switched out on the others, like right after my Wish hit, and went into my Quag, but at this point in the game, he hasn't released his fourth move, so I'm still convinced that maybe he has a Grass move, because a Grass move would make sense. He'd be able to hit my Skymory and my Quag, but I mean, ultimately, I should know it's Moonblast at this point. So Quag's able to handle this Mon. He brings in the Emolga, which is just fine. We are completely fine with the Emolga, but we think it has Energy Ball. Okay, we really think it has Energy Ball since it does carry that. So we go back into the Sylveon. We're able to get off our Wish again, take almost no damage from the U-turn. That might have been a good time to play. Like, this is where I wish I had offensive Sylveon, because if I was Specs, I can just blow through his team. I mean, pretty much. Just the team that he brought, at least. Like, the Clef couldn't be able to switch into it. I'd be doing over half. And so, Spec Sylveon is just good. Just straight up simple, but it's really, really good. We make the double. Let's go back here. I want to see this double. Okay, so we go to Quag. We're worried about, he's going to go Bravery here, and we're going to switch out to Sylveon. The idea being, if we switch out on his Grass move, okay, or his Moonblast, whatever, now I have a faster Skymory, and we're able to get a Toxic off on something. Okay, and that was the idea, get a Toxic off on something. But instead, he brings in the Bravery, which for me at the time, I thought, oh, we're good. This is fine. But he runs Heat Wave. Oh, good move by Cole's part. Like, truly good move. I mean, it's able to hit Weavile. I knew it got it, but it still only does 48. So it's just so weak. I think if I roost there, I'm able to just continually roost until, well, I guess I could have got burned. But basically going down to 12% just really was unfortunate for me. I decided to set up rocks because I thought he would U-turn. I was hoping he would U-turn. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. He does switch on the second turn. I switch out as well. Back into my Quag. And at this point, we still think he has a grass move, so we switch out again, sacking our Skymory. Potentially would have been really nice to have that sack later on. But we couldn't risk losing the Quag there to an Energy Ball. So now we know his entire set, he doesn't have any grass moves. We're able to get our Weavile out there. We go for the Throat Chop, which does not kill the Emolga, but does take care of the slow bro upon switching. He is Choice Scarf at this point, or at least we really think he is. He goes for the Brave Bird. At this point, probably should have went Quag instead. Okay, my thought process was potentially, I don't know what my thought process was. Why did I do that? Let's see. Play, he comes to revenge me, and we go Sylveon. Because Sylveon definitely could have took hits from Clef later, and Emolga, because we know they're sets, and gotten off a very important Hyper Voice at the end. And if I go Quag, I don't think he has a way to kill me, or kill my Quag. So that would have been really nice. Instead, I decided to sack my Sylveon. Okay, so this is looking like potential throw, or at least definitely didn't give myself the best opportunity here. And now I go for Toxic. I thought he would switch out. Thought he'd switch out and go to Clef. But he did not. He just got damage, and he did a lot. He did 48%. I should have just been recovering on this move. Okay, I guess he probably would have 2-hit KO'd me, or it would have been very close if I had switched in. He wouldn't have 2-hit KO'd me. It would have been really, really close because he didn't get the rolls. He got 48 and 49. So he went to 2-hit KO'd me because I would have healed it up. I would have healed with lefties. On the switch to Quag, and then my Sylveon could have still been alive. But instead, we end with this scenario. And I could have indefinitely recovered there because all I needed to do was force any of the other Mons. I was just really hoping he'd switch and I'd be able to Toxic, because if I got a Toxic off then, I would have had a really good chance of winning. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think I didn't have to sack my Sylveon. That would have been nice. But here, I think I needed to go for Toxic as soon as possible, or go for the Encore. Although, I mean, I just needed more damage off on the Clef, so I just needed a way to get rid of this Mon and get back into this Mon without, by being above 40%, because that's how much Moonblast did. So, unfortunately, I think the play would have been to I didn't want him to U-turn. That was my thing. Because if he U-turned on my Weavile, I was kind of screwed. So he goes for Discharge. I go for Encore here. And here is my mistake. I think I should have said, screw it. Go to Weavile. If you paralyze me, it's fine. But instead, you watch here. I just kind of let the Toxic tick him down. Mainly because I wanted to get him into Ice Shard range. Because then if he paralyzed me, at least I could Ice Shard him. And kill him. So that was the primary idea behind bringing him down to 40% there. I mean, I know Triple Axle was going to kill, but I wanted to get him in Ice Shard range, so in case I did get paralyzed, I was still faster and I wasn't just throwing. And then this point, we're just hoping for a crit. But good Lord, this thing is nasty. Like, only taking, 43% from that move is just ridiculous. Most things literally fall over to Triple Axle. So pretty impressive Mon. He gets a crit here. It doesn't matter at all. this is the Toxic I needed to get off because I knew he's unaware, so Toxic's actually working on him. But he cleans up the game there. So I think if I save the Sylveon and I'm able to, or I make the play to save a sack with Skymory, I'm able to get Weavile in for free on the Emolga because I sack the Skymory, get the Weavile in. I'm able to make him switch. Weavile pretty much kills anyone that wants to switch in. Either Bravery or he's going to 2-hit KO the Clefable because the Clefable is not at full health. Or we take care of the Emolga. And then I am able to get a free Hyper Voice or 2 off, or maybe send a Wish up and die and then be able to pass it into Quag so Quag can get a Toxic off and just survive and try to tick him down with Toxics until my Weavile can get it. But, that's just the way the game goes. Really tough start for the Houston Hacks this year. We're down 0-3. This was a really fun game. I always love playing Cole. Like we said earlier, it's like our 10th game we've played. Always close, always intense, always heat. I mean, Trick Room, Turtonator, and Trick Room Slowbro's pretty dang cool stuff. So, again, wish I could keep my Breaker alive, but at least the Licky set works. So, all right, guys, you have a great rest of your day, and next week, hopefully the Houston Hacks can get a W. So I'll see y'all later.